Creating a bulk quote. You would use the bulk quote if you wanted to create a quote with the same price and same notes for more than one company. In order to create a bulk quote, you first need to navigate to the project in which you would like to create quotes. To do so, click on the Bids tab and search for the project you'd like to use. Remember, if you didn't create the project, you will need to change the salesperson. Once at the project screen, it's important to remember that you can only create quotes from the products that you have already added to the project. If you have not added any products, please do so before creating a quote. If you do not know how to, watch Adding Products. In order to create a quote, you need to first navigate to Bidders. If you have not added a bidder to this project, you need to do so before creating a quote. If you don't know how to do so, please watch Adding Bidders. If you look in the quote letter column, if a quote has already been created for a company, that icon would be blue. If there is no quote created for that company, it will be light gray. Therefore, New Steel has one quote at least created for them, whereas the rest of the companies have 0. To bulk quote, you click the bulk quote icon listed under Bidders. Click the button and you'll see all companies attached to this project listed here. If you do not see one of the companies, that means that there is no contact attached to that company, and you will need to create a contact before you can bulk quote them. You can select all of the companies or one of the companies in order to create a bulk quote. We will select the 3 that have not had a quote created yet. At this point, you can search the drop-down list of contacts. If there's more than one contact, you can select a different one. Once you are content with the companies that you've selected and the contacts you'd like to use, click Next. You will then see the wizard for a bulk quote to create new bulk quotes. The first required field, highlighted in yellow, unless you're on Safari, it would be light gray, is a list of all quote templates that you can use. You can have as many different quote templates as you'd like in your mobile sales. The next required field is the quote firm until date. That is the expiration date of the quote. Next, we have an escalation date and escalation amount. This is the only place that you have to enter in an escalation date and amount for this quote. We do not have multiple escalators. The last field is a note that you can create on the quote to the customer. This can say whatever you'd like and can hold up to 1,000 characters. Remember though, we are creating a bulk quote, so these notes are going to appear on each quote for each customer. Once you're happy with everything, you click Next, and then you will then see all the products available attached to this project. If you do not want one of the products attached to this quote, you need to deselect it. You also have the option to change the quoted price. You can change this to whatever you'd like. However, if you change it too far from the list price, you might be outside of deviation and require approval. To learn more about deviation, watch the video Quote Approval. The last page is the surcharges. We have 2 categories of surcharges: default and additional. Default surcharges will automatically be checked here, and therefore you will have to uncheck the include box if you do not want it to appear on the quote. Additional surcharges will automatically not be checked, therefore you have to check them in order to add them to the quote. You can also change these prices to whatever you like. However, deviation will apply to these as well. With a bulk quote, you have the option to save only or generate this quote. If you save only, that means you can edit each of these quotes before you generate it. The idea of the bulk quote is to save time, so we give you the option to generate. So we will click generate, and now you see each icon has turned blue, meaning a quote has been created for each company. In order to view the quote created for that company, click on that icon, and you will see that because it was generated, these are gray and these icons are blue. You also notice the status is approved. If you needed approval, the status would say awaiting, and a manager would have to approve your quote.